Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
I told you, Kim, I told you!
It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Don't bother covering them.
That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Are you going to kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing, it's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations, it's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
How'd you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods toward her torture device.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
That's all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Please, can you at least turn it down so we can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
You're looking for a deal on mattress.
Scream! Thank you for that raid. What a fun radio we're trapped in right now.
Turn this.
Lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter.
You haven't been to this
She
part?
thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Preparing for the worst? You don't need that bullet, you know.
Not anymore, no. This could have turned out pretty bad for me if you hadn't walked right into 25 bands of ultra-high frequencies.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today.
Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right, Clasher was the first to share his suspicions.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like,
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
how the fuck do the rest of you get by?
I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Do you have an alibi for when Lily was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
They did say you left for a really long leak, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
No one takes a 15-minute leak.
Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
She speaketh truth.
Would you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
I have other questions.
I'm listening.
You have a gun?
And?
Do you collect guns? Maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical. Break too often.
It's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
Where did you get
The
it?
gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
That doesn't sound like the name of a gun store.
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
Well, I can't quite tell what kind of gun it is.
A knocked-away 80 front loader. Two-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
That Merc was probably shot from a distance with a military-grade rifle. Otherwise, everyone at the whirling would have heard the shot downstairs.
There's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah, evidence.
Did you leave any flowers for Klastja on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
They weren't just flowers, they were symbols of revolution.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
But Klastja was in mourning.
I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
Okay, so you didn't leave Maybells.
No, I did not.
You're running trucks for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, he didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
A bitter smile.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You had a financial incentive to kill the Merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
Lieutenant's unable to articulate his question.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns the knob down a millimeter. But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
Okay, let's take a step back. That's very personal what you said.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Nudged it during talks. What happened in the Merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasya comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Did she seem high to you at the time?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Klastja said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How do you manage to come up with a plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower
It was
so she
classed
could
you.
wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Glacia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Lily herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Oh,
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
La Puta Madre. I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to know about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lord. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
Yeah. We only have 3 kills in our whole career? I don't sound like that.
That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Vicmere looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Minnow. We could either take a room here in the whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
I think I know them. They're in Martinez.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here. Please leave.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Know anything about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off into the white noise in your head. Feels like an aneurysm approaching. Ugh. Well, I can't take anymore. Just go.
Glad to have been of assistance. Best of luck to you, officers. Revishal's a bitch.
The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Sounds like Clastra lied to us.
All things considered, it could have gone worse.
Shouldn't we go after her?
No, I don't think she did it. She's someone else's case now.
Why not destroy it? She had a gun pointed at us. What now?
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into a trap like that. This isn't going to look good in the report.
Points further into the cavern.
Her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
Like, over the course of asking questions, it sounds pretty apparent that she's not the one who did it. So making a charge at the machine while she has a gun pointed at us sounds like a good way to get shot. Or worse, have Kim get shot. I won't have Kim's death on my conscience. Well, that's helpful. $8. Hot damn. Cooking utensils. She's prepared herself a porridge with bananas.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlight on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Lots of chances for a game over there. Lieutenant peeks over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine, it's a leather notebook. You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
You got it, Kim.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name. Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
Yeah, it seems like autosave just kind of happens randomly. It might be like a time thing or a distance walked or something. It hasn't done what most games do, which is like entering specific areas triggers autosaves.
She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. The way some of those question marks trail off into ellipsis, she was going through a tough time.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What did she write the day Laylee died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. She is referring to betraying her previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense?
Anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Read the entry from March 9th first.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake.
This is a coincidence. I would never kill people for a mob
The
boss.
thought steadies your nerves. The journal stops shaking in your hand. Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
Lieutenant taps on the page.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good that we didn't actually catch her.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Kim, be honest with me now. Am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting. His trust is well placed. You aren't. You can feel it.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again,
T-Man wouldn't fuck me up. Me and T-Man are tight. But no one heard the shots.
maybe there's a Hardy boy we've yet to meet who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Let's go, Kim. Let's roll, partner. Well, now that I'm past this point, out of curiosity, is there a way to get the drop on her without getting caught in that machine? There's only one way into the room as far as I can tell. Back to the whirling for peanuts and beer, Kim. Only the one way in? That's what I figured. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing you could avoid getting trapped in. I'm sure I could have gone through the conversation differently. I certainly could have bum rushed the machine. Have we figured out who the woman merc is yet? Not yet. I doubt we have any new dialogue here, but just out of curiosity.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Now's not a great time to dance, is it?
No, detective. It is not. We really should get to the whirling in rags. Now.
Goodbye, officer.
We've done good work around this place, Skim. Look at this.
Yes, what is it?
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass.
Good morning!
You're a good egg. Wish there was a way to talk to Crabman more often. Wait a minute. No, not allowed to fast travel. It's weird when the fast travel option appears and is selectable and when it's not. Kim, it's midnight. Do you think anyone will be awake at the whirling in rags? Alright, there's no fast travel for this part. We gotta walk. Gotta take the long way, Kim. Let's go talk to her real fast.
You're back. Good.
No new dialogue, alright. It's 1 a.m., we're going for 8 hours. I'm going to assume when I get to the whirling in rags, there's probably some lengthy stuff that's going to happen, right? We'll probably, make our way in that general direction, but we'll probably wrap up before we engage it. It'll be fine. I got the deep hungers. I don't want to get caught in a long conversation.
Well, stop. Just up ahead. Danger. What you have isn't enough. You'll need more firepower. A ranged weapon. Your Kvalzun KR2 multi-tool looks impressive, shining in the cold spring light. But what can it do against military-grade weaponry?
Not sure I feel ready for what lies ahead.
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens, I've got your back.
This is a very exciting moment. I'm gonna make this a cliffhanger. I'm gonna save here. Whatever happens next, I don't know what's gonna happen. We don't have a gun still. Maybe I should have tried to get my gun a little bit harder before confronting her, but... Oh gosh, the gun. You feed. You guys want to see? Alright, just for you.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Oh god.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. Alright?
Was Klostya the other fucking mercenary?
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. There's something very wrong with him.
He's dangerous.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
I don't know who this is. Have we met this person? Their profile actually looks familiar to me. Wait, we did meet this person. Yeah, not Klashka. She's new? Okay. She looks kind of like that square frame around the face is familiar to me. Lave, what's going on?
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
Peaceful.
What? Sounds like the armored figure is weeping.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible.
Who is that?
But you can hear them.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
Lieutenant points to the helmeted figure.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
What's going on, Lave? How was your stream? Kim, what the hell do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
We're out of time. This is...
The Mercenary Tribunal.
Lieutenant nods. Shit, did I actually save my game before we walked forward? This is the police!
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
He licks his lips, waving his gun at the crowd. Losing his balance for a moment, he staggers backwards.
I think he's calmed down a bit.
Oh, good, we saved after Ruby.
Pig, fuck!
It's the only word you can make out. Doesn't sound calm. Easy now. No one needs to die here today.
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up for everyone to see.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle.
A long rifle, you say?
The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. You feel your fists contract as you stand there between these men, all carrying real weapons.
Anyway, so I started blasting.
No, it's okay. Soften him up and trust the others to attack if it comes to that. Make him talk. Present an argument. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out. Get under his skin. I don't know about this getting under his skin. He'll only get under yours. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. Peace. Always peace.
God, we can't change our clothes.
Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that. Please.
Who is that? I didn't know you had a third guy.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Owen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
Would have been nice to have been wearing the armor, yeah.
All of you cunts inside out.
Like, what was that, Rude?
Rip you open.
Perhaps it's for the best. Him not talking too much.
The killer, you say?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer.
He points to the figure clad entirely in ceramic plate.
What do you think he does?
He kills.
Smart loincloth. He fucks natives up. Soldier of the apocalypse style.
Listen, they didn't do it.
Yeah? Who did then?
I just need a little more time to figure this out.
Time? You had time to fuck around in that church, to run errands for your union chief. I saw you.
Time is up, Loincloth. Give me a name. Now!
It was someone else, someone who's not here now.
How fucking convenient.
Actually, they are here. It was one of you.
One of us? You're saying we? What if I just shot one of your pals here right now? Huh? How about the kid? Go ahead. Tell me we fucking killed our own colonel one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court-martial won't decide who...
Think! Why doesn't he believe me?
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
Listen, he was shot. He wasn't hung. Listen to me.
You're lying. DePaul heard it.
He doesn't move the weapon.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
The hanging was only a cover-up. Listen.
Fucking liars.
Uh-oh. Plume of smoke erupts from the muzzle of his gun.
The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a small pane of the glass window behind her.
I missed.
The man looks at his revolver and smiles.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That doesn't sound good. You need to change the topic now, or there will be another shot.
Talk about the hung man.
Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Who are you, Cordy?
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
He points at the whirling in rags.
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click. Softly. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you, like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul Cortiner. The dead man's name is Elise Cortiner. He's brothers with the deceased. No, probably foster brothers. Elise was put into a foster home, remember?
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer. We're all sentenced to death by lead.
Listen, you're Lely. Everyone says good things about him. He was a talker. Gardner, I know that name.
He sways from left to right, inspecting you.
Roland Elias Gardner. I'm sorry about your brother, Rule.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck.
And then went to the same military academy, and the same unit, and the same war.
Same fucking mud hut town, too.
He looks around, then wipes his face with his armored glove.
Okay, good.
He had blue eyes, didn't he? Your brother.
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man.
He smiles, pulling his face in a strange way.
It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down cloths.
His parents left him in a fucking leaf compactor.
Who? Laylee?
Yes, when he was small, just an infant.
We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records. That was in there. And other things.
They fucking put Laylee in a leaf compactor, and now these cunts finished the job.
He waves at the gang huddled by the doors.
It's a mindfuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to fuck with us. Major, permission to.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
Your brother did not deserve to go out like that. I promise I will find his killer.
Find his killer? Cop, his killer stands right there, shitting his pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them. I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam. You're gonna die for them. Right here. Today.
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
Where's Clastia? She could explain this.
Who the fuck is that?
Classia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left!
Oh my god.
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
What do you mean she left?
She left! Her room's cleaned out! Right before these assholes showed up!
We should have arrested her.
His eyes Lieutenant whispers, his eyes still in the armed
You can
mercenaries.
feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
She's gone. Forget about it now. Concentrate on this. International something.
Uh-oh.
International law.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. But now you stood there scratching your ass for 1.5 seconds. You think this helps things?
Yeah, that's probably bad failing that check. You're all drunk, look at yourselves!
So what?
Your judgment's impaired, you'll regret this.
Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government-ordained super soldier.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
Wild Pines Rep does not approve of this.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
Wild Pines is not going to forgive you for massacring a bunch of innocent people.
The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes, a bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an opening.
We're working together. She knew you were out of control. She told me.
She's gone, you stupid fuck. Sailed off 5 minutes ago. She doesn't give a shit about you, Silos. Stay cool! Don't do anything stupid!
Teddy shouts to his men in the background.
The company bitch is gone. Laylee's cunt is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
He looks around, tired suddenly, sad even.
Guys, I just get in the way. I don't even have a gun.
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
You should heal that now. Couldn't hurt to be at full health.
They're huddled close in a formation. Still, the rest will stay. Even if it means dying here with him.
Oh, why didn't I find my lost gun?
Watch that loincloth. I can't hear you. Sounds like you got your mouth full of dick. Rude.
Shit, this is it. Tell him anything. Tell him you have more information.
God damn it, I did my best. I just need more time to solve the murder.
Rude. Kill him.
The porcelain man raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His
Yeah, we're
hands
not-
are
we're
steady,
not passing that
and
check.
The long barrel of the rifle sways slowly.
Kim, where's Kim?
From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take you out.
Blink, think!
You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. Absolute destruction. Is there anything we could use to protect this frail body? That gun will tear us to pieces.
Did I just lose all my health again? Well.
The shot rings and you stumble. Something violently tugs at your shoulder, pushing you backwards.
Nah,
with
we're okay.
Incredible force. A volcano of burning pain erupts from your left shoulder.
God, please.
Lieutenant says quietly, without trembling, he aims, face pale.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. Then, 2 shots ring, and you hear a scream. But you're too hurt to see who got hit.
Kim, did he hit the rifleman? I could see he hit the rifleman very successfully. Who screamed?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 cold eyes looking at you through all the smoke and panic, and a pistol raised
God damn it.
at your chest, point blank. Then the man squeezes the trigger.
Look him in the eye.
A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him somehow. He is evil, and the end.
I knew he was the worst character. Reaction speed impossible, 3% chance, we could do it. I don't think we did it.
You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower
I keep
body
things
is on
in there.
fire, and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it.
Listen through the darkness and the pain.
The Hardy Boys are yelling. Someone is running, jumping over you. In the background you hear gunfire shatter glass, and then a man in pain. A familiar sound. It's Titus with a splat like meat. You hear bullets rip into him. His voice, still giving orders, grows fainter.
Ah, poor Titus.
He's not gonna make it.
Touch your lower body.
Feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what has happened there. Even clutching to your consciousness takes everything you got.
What parts of me are missing?
Most of what's down there.
Oh God.
It's all gone. Open your eyes now. You have to see what's happening. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants you anyway.
What do I see?
Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
I mean, I have the alcohol.
You're bleeding out.
Out of it, a silhouette appears, crouching over you. A familiar voice filled with urgency and fear. Kim, I lied about not remembering who I am. I made it up. I remember everything. Of course, I get gunned down and die. Sorry, fuck.
Yes, keep talking. Stay
Lieutenant's-
awake. Look at me.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And the cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him. A shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands.
No, Kim!
No, you scream. Behind you, from your bloody lips, your eyes are full of fear. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires, his body falling on yours in the course of the motion. You hear a roar of pain, a death scream. The sound disappears like someone pressed stop on the tape.
So long as we kept Kim safe, it's all okay.
Gone. And so is Kim. And the whole world.
Fall into total darkness.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
No, let me back into the fight.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door.
Yeah, very intense.
He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon we will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call.
It's becoming a blueberry.
The engine of a Caprice Canema.
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets worse.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Kim!
Sunrise, Parabellum.
He's in the middle of a freshly cleaned room, with the fan above his head like a halo, his face covered in bruises. Limbic system's an angry system. What happened, Kim?
What happened? We tried to take the diplomatic route and hoped they wouldn't attack first. They did. The Major gave the command.
What happened then?
As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit with his carabine. I was looking for a clear line of sight. When I found it, I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
There's a pause.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo died before they made it to intensive care. Titus died in the hospital yesterday. Alain and the young musician, I forget his name, they are all that's left.
Titus is dead?
Yes. You were bleeding out by then. You warned me. I was able to disarm Cortana before he got the jump on me.
Thank you. Although
I was not able to kill him, as I should have. Crenel took him. A stray bullet killed the Pole, though. And that's what happened.
If you have the tie equipped, you can use it with the alcohol to make a Molotov and a final goodbye. Second event is Kim getting shot, and it can be replaced with Kuno. No way I would let anything happen to Kim. And the Major.
He's in a private hospital across the river. Crenel claimed him from the local butcher shop where Titus died. Turns out he's insured. We won't get to him anymore. The good news is he's not coming here either. I did some damage.
Can't believe Titus is dead.
Yes.
He pulls in a cigarette intently. Though you only smoked one a day.
This is the one.
How many casualties on the Union side, total?
4. Glenn, Theo, Angus, the fat one. He took a lot of bullets. And Titus.
And that's...
Old.
An absolute disaster.
Yes, officer. 7 people are dead. It's not a success. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Worst scenario, Kim. 6 people are dead, Kim.
And we are still alive. Both of us.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
How bad am I hurt, Kim?
Pretty bad, officer. You've suffered 2 wounds. The first is below your shoulder. The bullet passed through your shoulder blade, luckily missing your lung and heart. The second shot hit you in the thigh, the left quadriceps. No major arteries were nicked, but the bullet had to be removed. Bacterial infection was treated with mercurochrome.
Can I walk?
We will see.
If it's possible, then by pure willpower alone, you are going to have to become a psycho-locomotor.
Has anyone from my station come to see me?
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says.
Isn't that strange?
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
Ah, you haven't seen any, have you?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
That means he hasn't seen them around while you were out. They're not really worried about you. If they were, wouldn't they be here?
Better not agitate myself any further. It already hurts. Are you hurt, Kim?
Not very. I have a concussion from the Major beating me with the butt of his gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see him coming. Stupid of me.
If not my station, then who treated me?
Did.
Thank you.
No need.
Anyway, I'm a psycholomotor now.
You'll need to be. Whatever that is.
Okay.
Easy now.
The lieutenant turns double again, before your eyes, an orange hue of pain.
How are you?
I feel fantastic. Let's rock.
He nods.
Anyway, Kim, this room, it's clean.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
How long have I been out?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
What did you say about a sunrise?
Sunrise parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
Is it war today, Kim?
The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say.
He looks out the window.
I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Good.
Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay.
Achievement unlocked. The world's most laughable centrist. What happens now, Kim?
I honestly don't know.
Good, because I totally do know.
Do you? Because we can't talk to Everhart. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And Joyce has left too.
Joyce is gone?
Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad.
He looks out the window.
Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know?
Who did it then, Kim? Who killed the hanged man?
I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else, outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect.
His voice is calm, matter-of-factly. An antique bullet from a Melmog grave, 4.46 millimeter. How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be, Kim?
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one, all completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless.
The miracle hasn't happened yet, Kim. It's not over yet, Kim.
He does not know what to reply. Looks out of the window, then back at you. It's morning outside. You think.
You know what I think about solving crimes?
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
Actually, I want to talk about this crime some more. Before I tell you what I think about its hardness.
I'm listening.
The Maybells, Kim! It's the flowers!
What?
Yank it out and show the dried flower. This one, remember?
Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
He's wrong.
No, Kim. Every piece of garbage in the city is connected to the case. Okay. He clearly doesn't mean it.
I'm ready to hear what you think about solving crimes now.
Solving crimes is hard, Kim.
It really is very hard.
You're not ready to give up, are you?
No. Are you ready to limp?
I'm ready.
Good. Where do you want to limp to?
Ballistics. In Clausia's room. Do it properly.
We should check Miss Kevid Elysium's room upstairs.
Why not?
He extinguished the cigarette on the sole of his boot.
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
Newly replaced glass. New pair of pants. Whoa. Look, the door's open. You can walk into Kim's room.
The fan stands still.
Hear traffic outside. Can't resist going to Kim's room real fast. 6:50 a.m. alarm. Medicinal supplies in the cupboard. All the stuff he used to treat me.
These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night.
Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little bit longer, Kim.
It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go?
I love you, Kim. I fucking love you. That said, I have been going for 8.5, and I'm super hungies. So very hungry. Yeah, Kim's really good. I really like Kim. Gotta go, who's snackos? I gotta make dinner at 1:30 a.m. Yeah, this game is very addictive. It's really good. Like, very good. I'm a late night person regardless, but like, it's a little bit late for the dinner times.